Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek and today we are going to create this paper texture animation inside of After Effects. Now it's very easy to create and you can use these kind of animations inside your documentary edits or product reveals wherever you want. So let's see how to make this. Alright, so I'm in After Effects, and before we proceed, I want to tell you that the new advanced After Effects tutorial is out right now on my Patreon page, and in this one I have explained how I made this plain window scene using After Effects only. So if you want to learn how I made this animation, then you can check it out along with all the other VFX and advanced 3D tutorials that are available only on Patreon. So all the details are in the description. Let's continue. Alright, so I'm in After Effects, and in order to create this animation, you need a couple of things. So first you need the paper texture, which you can download it for free from unsplash.com. So just go to Unsplash and search for paper texture, and after that you will get bunch of different paper texture images. You can just pick whatever you want. So you can pick one of these which has a lot of these crumples. So just select this, and after that you can click on download for free and then import it in After Effects. Also you need a couple of these images which are PNG and have transparent background like these. So it can be anything. Just import everything in After Effects and you are ready to go. So first we will begin by creating a new composition, and let's call this one main. Width and height will be 1920 by 1080, frame rate 30 fps, and duration you can pick whatever you want. Just click on OK. Now we have our composition. Now we're going to create another composition for our paper texture. Let's call this one paper texture, and this one I'm going to make it like 2000 by 2000, and rest of things will remain same. Just click on OK. Now inside this square composition I'm going to drag my paper, which is this one. Let's press S, and I'm going to like scale this down, and we are going to place it to this side, something like that. Now we are going to cut it out by simply moving 10 frames ahead. So let's zoom in, and we're going to move, let's say 5 frames, and then select this. After that you can press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer. Now you can move it to the other side like that. Again you can move 5 frames, press Ctrl Shift D. Now we can place this in the middle using the align panel. Again, if you are not able to see the align panel, then you can go to Windows, and from here you can enable it. Now let's have one more copy and press Ctrl Shift D. Now we can select this, right click, go to transform, and we can flip it horizontally so that we have more variations. Let's add one over here, and again let's move like 5 frames. Press Ctrl Shift D. This one we can move it to the other side. Basically we are adding bunch of different variations so that we can use them later on. Let's select this, let's add it in the middle, and at this point we can have more variation by simply flipping it vertically as well. After that we can split this layer and delete this. Now we can trim this layer. So let's bring the endpoint to this one, and let's make it to the last point. After that right click, trim comp to work area. Now if I press play, you can see we have this animated paper texture, which is exactly what we want. Now we can utilize it later on, but first let's create our cutout. So let's create another composition, and I'm going to call this one cutout 1. Rest of things will remain same. Just click on OK. Now inside this one I'm going to select the pen tool, and we are going to draw a very rough shape. So just simply draw a very rough shape. You don't have to do it precisely. So I'm going to make one like that. After that we can select this layer and then just search for path. Let's add a keyframe. Now we can zoom in, and let's move like 10 frames ahead, and after that we can have little bit of variation. So just randomly move these points here and there till you have like different variations like that. Now again let's move like 10 frames ahead, and we are going to add more variations to this. Now just repeat this step till you have like bunch of different copies. Now we have created multiple copies. Now if I press play, you can see all of these shapes are moving into each other, but we want to have like stop motion kind of effect. So for that we can select the keyframes, right click, and just select toggle hold keyframe. Now if I press play, you can see all of these are like different shapes. Now we want these animations to like keep on repeating. So for that we can use an expression, but first let's select this and let's pick only the region which we want. So somewhere around here we will have our cutout. So we can copy the last keyframe and just paste it like this, and let's pre-compose this, and we can call this cutout animation 1. And after that make sure move all attribute is set, click on OK. Now we can go inside this, and we can select this and trim comp to work area. Now let's get back to this one. Now we can extend the endpoint like this. Now in order to make this a looping animation, we can select this, then right click, enable time remapping. Now hold on the Alt key or Option key on Mac and click on this stopwatch, and after that type this expression loop out like that. Now if I press play, you can see the animation will like keep on moving like that. Now you can move this like little bit ahead so that you don't have this blank frame like this. So once you're happy with your animation, we can bring in our paper texture. So let's select this and let's drag it over here. Now we can do the same thing with the paper texture as well. So again, let's select this and enable time remapping. Hold on the Alt key and click on this, then type the loop out expression like this. Now we can extend the endpoint. Again, we can move it like little bit ahead. So here you can see we have this looping animation. Now we want this paper texture to be visible through our thing. So we can select this paper texture and we can select its track matte and just simply select this cutout like that. Now in case you're using the older versions of After Effects, then you won't have this pick whip. Instead you will have alpha matte, alpha inverted. So you can just place this layer like on top of this paper texture and then select the alpha matte. Otherwise you can update the After Effects and get this newer update. So once you're done with this, we can add some colors to this by simply searching for a tint effect. Let's drag it onto this paper texture, and after that we can change its color by simply selecting whatever color you want. So for this example, I'm going to like make it blue, sort of like this. Perfect. Now we can add our image as well. So let's select this image and let's drag it over here. Now we can press S to make it big like that. Now we can place it over here. We want this image to be as a track matte as well. So we can select this and select the track matte and set this to cutout as well. Now you can see we have our image inside this paper texture. We can select this and add some drop shadow to make it like really nice. Let's search for drop shadow and drag it over here. Let's increase the amount, distance and softness like that. So you can see we have this very nice effect. Now if you want, you can play around with the size of the image as well. This is completely up to you. You can place it like however you want. So here you can see we have this very nice cutout. Now we can have a little bit of white outline outside this as well. So for that you can select both of these, press Ctrl D to duplicate them. Let's place them at the bottom. Now we can select this. Let's change this track matte to this layer. Now we can select the bottom one and let's press S to increase this up like quite a bit. And then we can change its color to white or you can like pick whatever kind of outline you want. I'm going to set this to white for now. And let's just play around with the scale. There you go. Now you can see we have this very nice white outline and we have made our cutout animation. Now we can add the scaling animation to this as well. So for that, let's add a null object. Let's select all of these images and let's just parent it to the null. Let's select the null, add a keyframe. Now we can probably zoom in and let's add keyframe to somewhere around 10 frame. Now at like 6 frame, we can set this to 50. At 3, we can set this to like 25. And in the beginning, we can set this to 0. Now we can select these keyframes as well. Then right click, toggle hold keyframe so that we have this scaling animation like that. So once you're done with this paper tech cutout, you can just import it inside your main comp. Let's import it like that. And if I select this, let me just quickly scale this down quite a bit like that. So here you can see we have our nice cutout and you can use it wherever you want. Now if you want to create more cutouts like these, it's actually quite easy. All you have to do is just select this cutout one. Let's duplicate this. Let's open it up. Now we can select this cutout one animation. Let's duplicate it as well. Now we can select this cutout animation 2 and hold on let's select both of these, hold on the Alt key and let's drag it over here. Now we can go inside this and all you have to do is just simply select this, press U and just simply have different variation. So let's go to all of these keyframes and just have different variations and just do the same thing for all of these keyframes. After that, go to the cutout 2. Now just simply select this image and you can just pick whatever image you want to use. So let's select this one, hold on the Alt key, just click and drag to replace these images. Now you can just play around with its size and just place it however you want. Let's change its color by simply changing it over here. And let's just set this to this color. Now we can go back to the main comp and let's drag our cutout 2. And let's scale this down and we can place it like wherever you want. Now if I press play, you can see we have created 2 variations of the cutouts like that. Now in the same way, you can like keep on going and creating more cutouts like these. So you can create these kind of animations for your documentary edits or product reveals, however you want. So the project files for this tutorial is available on my Patreon. So if you're supporting me over there, then you can download it from there. Also, the new advanced tutorial is out right now, which is available on Patreon. So if you want to check it out, you can click on the link in the description as well. And with that being said, my name is Abhishek and I'll see you in the next one.